Have you ever needed to win someone over, but didn't know how? Maybe it was a job interview, a tough conversation, or just trying to get better service. You felt like you were talking to a brick wall, right? Well, today we're going to change that. We're not talking about manipulation, we're talking about genuine connection. We're going to share 3 powerful psychological tricks to help you win them over the way. These tricks are backed by solid science, by what we know about human behavior. If you learn them and use them correctly, they are going to make you more persuasive, more influential, and more successful in your interactions. Ready to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress? Life's too short to be misunderstood. These strategies are about understanding people and using that knowledge to build bridges. So let's get started. Alright, let's get right into our first powerhouse technique, mirroring. Mirroring is the act of subtly imitating the body language, speech patterns, and tone of voice of the person you're interacting with. It's not about being a copycat, it's about creating an unconscious sense of familiarity and connection. When you subtly reflect someone's behavior, it sends a subconscious signal to their brain that says, hey, this person is like me. We're wired to feel more comfortable and trusting around those who seem similar to us. Think about it, when you meet someone and chances are there's some natural mirroring going on. This technique is about harnessing that natural phenomenon intentionally to build rapport. So, how do you do it? If the person you're talking to is leaning forward, you might naturally lean forward a bit too. If they use a lot of hand gestures, incorporate a few more natural hand gestures into your own communication. If they speak softly and slowly, adjust your tempo and volume to be more in sync with theirs. The key here is subtly. If you're too obvious, it will come across as weird or mocking. This isn't about playing a game. It's about being genuinely attuned to the other person. Pay attention to how they're saying things, how they're holding themselves. This creates a profound sense of connection, often on a level that the other person isn't even consciously aware of. They just start to feel more comfortable with you, more understood. And when people feel that way, they're naturally more open and receptive. In a negotiation, this could lead to a more collaborative atmosphere. In a personal relationship, it can deepen understanding and empathy. When you're trying to calm someone down, matching their initial intensity and then gradually becoming calmer can help lead them to a calmer state. So, start paying attention to this. Observe people who are good communicators. You'll likely see them using elements of mirroring. Start practicing it yourself, and it will become a part of your authentic communication style. Now let's move on to our second psychological trick, the power of touch. We're talking about and touch. Used correctly, touch can be an incredibly powerful nonverbal tool for building connection and trust. When you make appropriate physical contact, say, a light brief touch on the arm or shoulder, it can trigger the release of oxytocin in their brain. Oxytocin is associated with feelings of trust, warmth, and social connection. When oxytocin levels rise, people tend to feel more comfortable and positively disposed towards you. Think about a sympathetic pat on the back or a congratulatory handshake. These small gestures can convey empathy, support, and understanding. However, it is essential to use touch appropriately and respectfully. Be mindful of personal space, cultural norms, and individual boundaries. A light touch on the arm during a supportive conversation is one thing. An unwelcome touch in a professional setting is something else entirely. Pay close attention to the other person's body language and reactions. If they pull away or show discomfort, back off. Consent is about respecting personal boundaries in all interactions. A light, brief touch is usually the safest bet. The goal is to make the other person feel more comfortable and trusting. A well-placed, appropriate touch can enhance connection and influence, but if there's any doubt, don't do it. Your judgment and respect for the other person are paramount. Get it right, and it's a subtle enhancer of genuine human connection. Alright, let's dig into our third and final psychological trick, the 7-38-55 rule. This rule, developed by Professor Albert Mehrabian, breaks down how we convey and interpret messages. 7% of the meaning in our communication comes from the actual words we use. 38% comes from your tone of voice. That's your inflection, pitch, speed, volume, and rhythm. Think about how many ways you can say, "I'm fine." The words are the same, but the tone changes everything. Your tone can convey enthusiasm, sarcasm, anger, sincerity, or boredom. And 55% comes from your body language. That's your posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact. Are you standing tall and confident or slumped over and avoiding eye contact? Your body is constantly sending signals, and people are picking up on those signals. This rule primarily applies when we're communicating feelings and attitudes. If your words say one thing but your tone and body language say something else, people will believe the nonverbal cues. By being mindful of your tone of voice and body language, you can significantly influence how your message is received. Ensure that your words, tone, and body language are aligned. This creates authenticity and builds trust. When everything lines up, people don't just hear you, you. Record yourself speaking or ask a friend for feedback on your nonverbal communication. Becoming aware of these elements will make you a far more powerful and effective communicator. So there you have it. 3 powerful psychological strategies, mirroring the appropriate use of touch and the 730-855 rule. These are scientifically backed insights into human behavior that can transform the way you connect with people. It's about being more aware, intentional, and effective in your interactions. Remember, the goal is to build genuine rapport and understanding, not to manipulate. Authenticity is key. Start practicing these tools and observe the results. Life is about relationships and connecting with others. The better you are at building those connections, the more fulfilling and successful your life will be. Thanks for watching. And if you want to learn more, click the next video right here.